So in this video, we'll be understanding about the bipartite graph. Okay, so this video basically will be discussing on the graph coloring and chromatic number, because to understand a bipartite graph, these two concepts we need to understand. Okay, so in this video, we'll be discussing graph coloring and chromatic number. In the next video, I'll be discussing the bipartite graph and how we can implement that. Okay, so let's get started. So let's understand the what is graph coloring. So basically, graph coloring is the very huge project, huge chapter, and some research are there. So I cannot explain everything in this video. Okay, so I'll be discussing the important part which are required for the bipartite graph understanding. Okay, those things I'll be discussing here. Okay, so let's say this question is given. Okay, let's understand this question. So the question is given is a graph is given. Okay, we need to color node node. Okay, in such a way that no two adjacent nodes have same color. Okay, two adjacent node have same color. Do you know what is two adjacent node? Let's say one is a node and one is adjacent to two. Okay, 5 is a node, 5 is adjacent to 2 and 4. Okay, so these are the two adjacent nodes. So okay, so we need to color differently. Let's say I am having yellow color here in node 1. I cannot put yellow color here because it is adjacent to 1, right? So we cannot put that. Okay, so it should be different. Okay, we understood this one. Now let's take here. If you see here, if we have total node is 6. Total node is 6. 1 2 3 4 5 and 6. I can do one thing, right? I can put six different color for each node. Let's say I'm putting red here, green here, blue here, velvet here, something different color I'll put here. So it will have some it will have different colors, right? Okay, but the question should be different. The question we need to find the important part is we need to find minimum color. Okay, we need to find the minimum color. Okay, okay, so let's color these nodes. Let's say in one node I am putting it's red, green. I'll in node 2 I am putting it's green. Then it is not as 3 is not adjacent to 1, so I can put here red. Similarly 4 is adjacent to 2, so I cannot put green, so I need to put red here. Similarly 6 I can put green, right? Because 4 is not adjacent, 4 is adjacent to 6, so I cannot put red, so I need to put green. So we need to find a minimum color. Okay, now come to 5. If you see, it is adjacent to 2 and adjacent to 4, but 4 is color is red, 2 is color is green, so I cannot put green or red. I need to take some different color. Let's say I am putting yellow here. Okay, now it is fine. That's the minimum. So now the minimum color is 3, because red, green and yellow. Okay, so minimum color is 3. Now focus here. So this part, minimum color part, is called chromatic number. Chromatic number. So what is chromatic number? Chromatic number is like, it is a number which is used for identify the minimum color of a graph. Okay, so it is like it is used to identify the number of minimum color used for the graph. Okay, so this number is called chromatic number. Maybe my definition is not correct. Maybe you can check in the online. You'll find a correct definition. Okay, and again, this concept is a huge concept. Okay, so we cannot discuss everything, so I'll be discussing only those concepts which are required for the bipartite graph understanding. Okay, fine. Now let's understand some properties of chromatic number. Okay, let's understand some properties of chromatic number. Properties of chromatic number. Okay, now one example I'll give. let's say I have one graph, cyclic graph, 1, 2, 3, 4. I have 4 node. Node number is 4. Okay, this is cyclic graph, simple cyclic graph. Okay, now let's color this one. So I'll color here red, green, red, green. Okay, so chromatic number is here is 2. Okay, fine. Now let's take another example. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, let's connect all these adjacents. Okay, now color this one. Let's say red, green, red, green. So if you see here is red is there, green is already there. So it should be something else, yellow, let's say. Okay, so here node is 5 and chromatic number is 3, right? So now we found like now we found like if node is even, if node is even for a cyclic graph, this simple cyclic graph I am saying, not complex one, simple cyclic graph. If node is even, then the chromatic numbers will be 2 always. Okay. If node number, count of node number is odd, then chromatic number is 3. Again I am saying this is only for the simple cyclic graph. Okay, this is understood, these properties. Let's take another properties. This is not related to bipartite, maybe for understanding purpose, as we have started this chromatic number discussion. Okay, the second property is, let's say tree. I am taking one tree. Okay, so I need to find what should be the chromatic number of the tree. Okay, let's take one example. So this is one node, this is a node, this is a node, this is also a node. Okay, this is a tree, right? So what I can do, I'll put some color here. Let's say I'm putting some color red. This node is adjacent to this node is adjacent to this, so I need to color with different, let's say green. I can also put green color here because this node is not adjacent to this, right? I can put green color here. Let's say now if you see this node and this node are adjacent to this, so I cannot put green here, right? So I can put red here. Okay, red is here. Now the chromatic number of this is what? 2. There are 2 color. Okay, now take another example. Let's say there is one node. So I can put what? I can put color is red, let's say. Okay, the chromatic number is here 1. Okay, now we found like if node, count of node equals to 1, okay, then chromatic number will be 1 every time. Okay, if node is greater than equals to 2, then chromatic number will be 2 always. Okay, understood this concept, right? Now that's all about the chromatic number and graph coloring, and in the next video we'll be understanding about the bipartite graph. Okay, so uh, for the bipartite graph, the chromatic number of a bipartite graph should be 2. Okay, so why it is 2 and how we can solve those things, just check my next video. Okay, so I'll be discussing about the bipartite graph in detail. Okay, thank you for watching this video.